Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Redneck Computer Geek, and today we're going to be working on this LT2000. We're going to be taking off this deck, which is what this tutorial is for. This is for the 2000 series, LT2000s. Should also be the same for most of the LT1000s. The 4000s also should have the same setup. So let's get started. First thing you're going to need is a couple of different tools. I usually recommend some flat-headed screwdrivers. It makes it easier when you're pulling the pins out sometimes. A pair of needle nose pliers is also a good thing to have. And if you happen to have some gloves with the rubberized tips on them, that's always a good idea, because that way you don't get your fingers pinched off. Unfortunately, mine, I kind of caught fire too the last time I used them. So here we go. The very first thing you're going to need to do, and I do want to stress the fact you do not have to lift a tractor the way that I do in order to do this. You can do everything that I'm doing by having just the front end on a couple of jack stands. I do this because it's easier and because of the fact that I make these videos and I want you to be able to see exactly what's going on. So the first thing we're going to get to is on your bottom deck drive pulley. We're going to take this and we're going to remove the retainer that's on this side. So we're going to unscrew that retainer. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is on the deck pulley itself, we're going to remove this retainer on this side. This is a 14 millimeter, the bolt is up here. Now that retainer, you pull slightly sideways, pull the belt out, and lift up and turn, and it'll come loose. In case for some reason you don't know, this is for lowering your deck to the different heights. You want to take it, throw it over, and drop it all the way down so that you're able to get in underneath the deck. One of those things, if you're doing this on a flat ground, a lot of times it's easier to place a couple of 2x4s underneath the deck and then drop the whole entire deck assembly, which you can see here, down onto the 2x4s. This gives you plenty of open area to work with underneath. Alright, so entering in from what would be your left side if you're sitting on the tractor, you're going to find this cable, and you want to remove this first because of the fact it's easily breakable. On the top of the back side of this tab, you're going to find a piece that you have to press in. I'll see if I can take a photo of it that's better. Once you press that down, you pull the cable back out through and slip it up through this notch in the top. Then once that's done, you'll find this spring, and the spring attaches here. Simply curl it up and it'll drop through the hole on the back side. Alright, so next we're going to have the deck up and down. You're going to find this pin that you need to pull. There's going to be a washer in underneath. So we're going to pull this, and then from there we're going to pull this. Now once you pull these two, the deck is going to go like this and tip. And it's going to be held on by this and the two matching pins that are on the other side. At this point your deck is going to be hanging. So your best thing to do, if you haven't put 2x4s underneath already, is to set some sort of stand underneath the back edge. Because now we're going to pull the two pins, one up on the frame rail and one on the leveler. And this is going to drop onto our box down here, or 2x4s or concrete or whatever it is you're using. And then we'll come to the front one. Alright, so just like the other side, you're going to have your leveler. So you need to remove this pin. And then if you follow this bar up onto the frame rail, you'll find the other pin. Now remember, once this is loose, the only thing holding it is the front bar. So there we have it. That's how to remove the deck. Preferably don't drop it off the back of the box like I did. Have fun.